Here we go. Waldo. Okay. E4. Let's see. Well, we did our Sicilians. Did E5. How about the French? Okay, that funny line. Knight f3. Let's see what the third move is here. If he just takes and we go into an exchange French, or I can play the two knights variation. So this is something that's not very threatening to black. Leads to a position which is about equal. I think the bishop normally goes to d3. But I don't know if it's a big deal. I guess it stops the pen, or makes the pen less profitable. I'm going to go ahead, speaking of stopping the pen, I'll go ahead and play h6 and stop the pen on my knight. And how do I want to develop my pieces here? Probably with c3. That keeps his knight out of b4. Yeah, he moved his bishop again. Yeah, so it's kind of a wasted move there. Let's put my rook on the e-file before he has a chance to double or do anything. That would increase the pressure too much on the e-file. Let's see, I have played a couple of extra pawn moves compared to white, so he has more pieces developed. Let's see if he can find a way to exploit it. I don't really see it. Maybe knight to e5 is maybe an idea. I would probably play knight to, yeah, there he goes. So I would probably play knight to d7. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Yeah, I have three pieces attacking it, so he has to, he can support it with f4. Plays bishop f4. Okay, my bishop is undefended there. So let's drop the bishop back to where it's defended. There might have been some trick with his knight, and then I need to move my knight somewhere. Maybe knight f8 to e6. I don't want to go to g6 because he can win a pawn there. He's got the bishop and the knight trained on g6. But knight f8. Then I can sit on f8 for a while as well. But it gives me a chance to get my light squared bishop out. This bishop could go to, yeah, I could take his knight and play bishop to g4. That might be interesting. But let's see, if I take his knight and he takes back with a pawn, I have to be careful I don't end up with a piece hanging. Okay, he's just lining up that way. He's also looking at the H pawn as well as my bishop here. So if I take, well, let's think this through. So if I take, he can't just take over here because his queen hangs. So he takes back, but he could take back with a pawn. Then I have to move the knight, and I still have a problem with this h-pawn. So this is tricky, actually. A tricky situation. So the problem is that if the knight moves, and if he has a good discovery with the knight, then my bishop is loose. So I just have to go, well, like knight takes f. Knight takes f7 is a threat. Okay, and if I defend f7, he can take, bishop takes h6, taking advantage of the pen. Tricky. Okay, so what I can try knight. Yeah, that's the way to refute this, right? Knight to here, hit the queen, defend here, and hit the bishop. And then I can trade off the bishop when the queen moves. Unless the queen has some really good move. He still could consider knight f7. King takes. Does the queen have a good move there? The queen's still under attack. If it can't move with check, then I should be okay because I'll trade off his dark squared bishop there. Well, tricky play from white. We'll see what he comes up with here. But it'll be nice to get rid of that bishop, and then maybe I can trade off his knight and put my knight on e6 and have a decent position. I got to get the bishop out first. So I'm just thinking, queen moves, knight takes, bishop, queen takes. Then maybe I could exploit the pin on the knight. The queen is actually pinned against the knight. So I could try something like f6 then. Maybe that's why he's pausing to think so hard here. But after f6, let's see, his knight could move somewhere. Okay, well, that's forced. That much is clear. So what does he do after f6? Is there some great tactic? His knight can go here. His knight can go here hitting my queen, but I can take it. His knight can go here hitting my queen. And I can also take it. So seems like, well, his aggressive play seems to have landed him in a bit of trouble. Well, it's interesting. It took me a while to find that refutation too, although that knight that knight h5 idea should have been obvious when you see the queen and bishop lined up in a battery and there's a knight nearby. You always look for that kind of tactic. But I was struggling to find something there. And I didn't see anything for white here, but, well, you never know. Gotta watch out for those creative players. They might find something you didn't see. Anyway, it'll be interesting to look at this in the postmortem. That attack seemed to come on pretty quickly, but maybe it was all more appearance than actuality. Because, well, as I was saying as we started the game, the exchange French is pretty even. Not supposed to lead to big advantage to white. So if he got an advantage that early, or got a big attack that early, then probably I'd done something wrong. But maybe I'd played it okay. And he was just pushing a little too hard, trying to get more out of the position than was available. There, okay. You know, okay, my knight. Well, it's a good thing I have the knight on f8. I was going to say he could line up here with his bishop and queen and threaten mate there. But I should take that. And probably I should keep taking. That gains a little tempo on the queen. Maybe I'll trade my bishop for the knight, take off his rook. Oh, what the heck? What the heck? I was getting a little too comfortable there. I didn't calculate that one out correctly. That was just an adequately defended piece. Well, that's a shame. I'll have my own stupid fault. Oh my. Yeah, he doesn't even have a weak back rank. He has no problems. He's just well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I gave he gave up a piece for a pawn, and I gave up a piece for a pawn, and we're even again. Ah, man, what a disaster. Okay, I need to get my pieces off the back rank. I need to stop moping, figure out how to develop the bishop. Maybe here. I want to get my queen and rook connected. I guess he was looking to see if I'd fall for the same trick twice. Just lining up. Well, it makes sense for him to line up his pieces there. I can't argue with that. So I want to play queen to d7 and rook to e8. And contest the e-file once again. Well, at least in this game I have more time on the clock. But that's about all I can say. I don't see anything great about my position. Well, let's see. Let's be positive. His knight is a little bit out of play here. And my knight looks out of play, but it's actually doing an important defensive job. And I have ideas for unwinding and getting the rest of my pieces into the game. So if I get all my pieces out, it could be a game again. Well, meaning I might have chances for winning. It was starting to look like it was all even or white. All even or maybe with white winning. Aha, the bishop there. Yeah, it's not so easy to find a great square for my queen. Okay, if I attack his queen with the rook, he takes my queen, I take his queen. He takes my rook, I take his bishop. That he just wins the exchange, if nothing better. Let's see. I don't have any great squares. Queen can't come here or here, so I can't stay or here. Can't stay on the second rank. I have to go back where I came from. That's annoying. And he goes back where he came from. Let's see. Do we want to draw here? Where else can my queen go, though? Man. I can come out here with check and pick up a pawn, but his rook here will win my pawn. So that's not so clear. But with the queen out of the way, now I can play rook to e1. Yeah, that's all right then. Maybe black is going to be okay here. Yeah, it's an example of being single-minded. I had this move before, and it's a better move than the move I played, queen d7. I was just trying to lift my queen up and bring the rook over with support of my queen, but actually the rook can come there with the bishop behind it, and that's good enough. If it's a trade, it's a queen for a rook and a bishop. So he goes there. So if I place my rook here, and he takes the queen, I take his rook with check. He plays king f2, I take the queen, he takes the rook. So that doesn't gain anything. If I take on b2, he brings his rook to b1. I move the queen out of the way. And he can chase my queen again or just directly take on b2. Then I could play rook here, hitting his queen. Let's see, how about pawn up? Pawn up hitting his queen and his knight. Isn't that something? Yay! I spotted another idea. Okay. He hits my queen. Okay, so now I take his queen. He takes my queen. If I play my queen to here, hitting his knight and defending the pawn, does that still hold? He can't defend the knight and attack my queen at the same time, can he? I don't see it anyway, but I didn't see this either, so I'm not seeing the whole board here. That's clear. Still, he's got two pieces hanging, so he needs a clever move here. Or he can let his clock run down. That will work too. Yeah, well, it was a pretty interesting game. He's out. Yeah, pretty interesting game. Just that one silly slip I made in the middle. I would have been a nice game, but anyway, hopefully it's still entertaining. I will upload this and see a post. I'll upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.